Hello, Dan. It's Philipp Schaedler. I just wanted to send you a quick report about your zip code 90068 and when is the best time to sell your property. So let's jump right in. I don't want to make this too long and take up too much of your time. Let's see where we are here. So currently on the LA County, it's 71 days on market, which is a slower market. 50, 60 days will be healthy. This is definitely a slow market. Now, if you look at Redfin for your particular area here, it's 85 days on market. That's pretty lengthy. Now, I put together this just to show you what we should do, how we best to go forward. And I'm sure you know, having been a realtor yourself, that March and April is usually a good window. So for property zip code 90068, the strongest annual selling window is generally late March through May. The current market conditions in 90068 is the median house sold for 1.74 million, representing a 2.4 year-over increase. I believe that is about your ballpark figure. I think you were saying that 1.8, if I remember correctly, was your price point for your house. The market has been a little bit slower, as you can see, because sales volume declined with 80 properties sold in May compared to 95 during the prior year period, right? So definitely has slowed down a bit. Now, all this text I'm going to put into the description field because I don't want to go to every little detail. You can read that at your leisure. Why spring is preferred. This is probably pretty clear to you, like I said, because you have been in the business. Increased buyer activity, stronger online search traffic, better weather and landscaping, and longer daylight hours for showings. This is important because since you mentioned to me that you have an incredible view from the house, from the property, sunset would be a great time. Twilight would be a great time to have an open house because buyers sometimes do buy with emotions, and I think you can make a lasting impression with a beautiful sunset. Show the house in the best light, basically. Give it the best look, right? That's what brings and attracts people and makes them consider maybe making an offer. Again, you can read all this at your leisure. So the recommended launch period would be March, April. I believe your tenants are moving out in February or March, if I remember correctly. So the preparation should begin a month earlier if possible. Repairs, inspection, landscaping, staging, if you decide to stage. Photography should ideally be completed by a month prior. Inspections, the reason I'm mentioning inspections is so I usually recommend sellers, if the property is 1985 or older, to have an inspection done, and here's why. In the previous my Brentwood listing that I had recommended this to the client. The seller was 1981 building, and we did not. And then when the buyer came in, we had the property was 1.1 million. We had an offer at 1,075,000, so very close to asking price. And when the inspector came, they found in the HVAC closet there was dried up mold. There was no longer active wet mold because a condensation pipe from the HVAC unit had leaked that had been repaired years prior, but the mold was never scraped off. The inspector saw it, noted it, and the buyers canceled the contract and bailed. And that was not the only problem, because now, as going forward, every inspection report by law has to be revealed to the future buyers, so everybody knew about the mold that had existed, right? Even though it was not active anymore. We had it remedied, obviously, and we had it fixed. So for the new buyer, but I'm just saying a $600-700 inspection fee could have avoided all those problems altogether, because it took weeks and weeks and weeks later to sell the property. Anyway, it's just a suggestion for you, just something to think about. Price and consideration. The most significant risk in the current Los Angeles market is not necessarily the month of listing, it's overpricing at launch. Now, remember you said you were not in a hurry to sell, so the price is obviously decided by you. When the time comes closer, I will create a comparative market analysis for you with the zip code 90068 and about 1, 2, 3 miles around it, so we can see what's active, what's pending, and what has actually closed. This way I can give you a price range for you to suggest, and then you choose the price at that point. Of course, what should be incorporated into the pricing structure. You mentioned it's incredible view from the house, so that definitely has value. If it's an incredible view, I haven't seen the property yet. Whenever you come into town, I know you're up north in California, we can meet and I can see it and have a better idea. So this was the snapshot this morning. So new listings 360, this is LA County, right? So 367 new listing price change is 252, quite high. And this tells us that inventory continues to grow. It's good for buyers, not necessarily for sellers, because 367 new listings, buyers have plenty of choices, and this increases the competition among sellers. Price reductions are elevated. So the 252 price changes is significant in a way because it shows that seller either initially priced it too aggressively or buyers are negotiating more aggressively. And this is probably a really important point. I had a German client fly in, and we looked at a brand new build in West Hollywood. It was priced at 3.75 million. I told him we could go in at 3.5. He said, "You sure they're going to accept that?" And said, "I would imagine." Anyway, the buyer could not go forward because of his corporation and taxation issues. He then flew back, but the property did sell at 3.5 later on, and I can give you the address to verify that if you need. Buyers are still active, nearly 300 homes, 136 pending, 106 under contract, active. That's moving towards a sale. That means homes are priced correct. If the homes are priced correctly and marketed well, they're still selling. Let's see. The final recommendation here is prepare the property in the beginning of 2027 and then list it somewhere around March. Definitely, we talked about that, the coming soon feature. We can use that. I highly recommend it. In this case, 21 day is allowed maximum by the MLS. And during that time, though, we cannot show the property. We can market the property. This is where the first phase of strong marketing campaign would start. But let's say a really strong and interested buyer comes along and really wants to see the property. I can take it with your signature and your permission, take it out of coming soon status, then show the property. And if the buyer does not want to continue forward, we can then put it back into coming soon status for the remaining time of 21 days. Let's see. Our goal obviously is to, well, also after once we go live, the second phase of aggressive marketing would then begin. Our goal is to ensure that as many qualified buyers come and see and learn about your property. By generating maximum exposure and buyer competition, we aim to help you achieve the highest price the market is willing to pay. I am an active member of homes.com, and this has helped me a lot with marketing. For example, right now I've got this land listing in Malibu. We can see it's 71,000 views. We also have shares, we have favorites, so we can see data, right? And just give you another shot here real quick. So we have almost 3 million views here, and this is continually on the profile page here. We had with the Brentwood property, we had 1 million views. So we had a lot of views, a lot of shares. And this is very important because this tells us, this gives us data and tells us if we need to go harder on the marketing or not, right? This is where homes.com, this is included in my membership. Homes.com runs ads, digital ads, like let's say somebody goes to Variety or News, Los Angeles Times. They may see your house for sale on the sidebar, right? So this is huge because they do a lot of advertising, homes.com, and it's a very well-known company. Anyway, I hope that this wasn't too lengthy.